Now, every one of the IT Expertise series has a specific scope and purpose. So I want to answer the question, what's this series all about? Well, the IT Expertise genre started with the Cabling and Installation series. The actual title of it is IT Expertise Installing Network Cabling and Devices. So where we literally walk into a brand new building, assess the building, and focus on connectivity. As in, how do we get all the cables to the right places in the building? We go through fishing cable, installing network racks, punching down patch panel, crimping cable. It's actually a blast. Now, moving on from there, I would expect that you would land in this series. And that's where we're going to focus in on switching. The actual title of this series will be IT Expert Building and Configuring a Business Switch Network. And it is going to be awesome. I'm going to pick up from where we left off in the previous series. We've got the building cabled, everything's connected. Now, what role do the switches play? How do we connect the switches together? We'll start off by answering that question in a small and then graduate to a mid-size network, which moves us from a single switch to multiple switches to multiple buildings with a focus on design. We'll look at how to connect multiple racks of switches together. What do you identify as your core switches versus your edge switches, or access switches, as some people will say? We'll look at the different models of switches and what kind you should buy for the specific environment that you're working in. We'll dive into documentation and I'll show you how to document your network the right way. We'll even get into some weird situations where we have switches installed in office spaces that don't have features like spanning tree enabled and literally blow up your network. Just flipping through that little montage of pictures because the series is already done. I've just put the finishing touches on the final nugget and I get excited to actually watch it all over again. And I'm dead serious. It really is a blast. Over on the left-hand side, I put a listing of the titles in this series, but I really want to give you the mindset that I approach this with. I wanted to give you the core of knowledge that you need to work in just about any business switched network. The series combines the best of what I would say is design and documentation and approach, and the specific features that you need to keep your network from blowing up. By the time you're done with this series, you will have the skills and the confidence to literally walk into just about any switched environment and implement, manage, and troubleshoot that network. Now, just like all IT Expertise series, that statement I just made is really dependent on you. Every single one of the nuggets in this series have all the training of me literally implementing a switched network at a business environment, as well as assessments, that's practice questions, to make sure you're catching the key topics, and a lab that I implore you to do. I'm going to ask that you go on eBay or someplace and get 4 managed switches. I'll talk about all the lab environment when you get into the series. But actually building a switch environment is critical to having this knowledge soak into your pores. I'm sure you've heard the saying that you don't truly know something until you've done it yourself. That's what the IT Expertise genre of training is all about. Watch, learn, and conquer. Well, without further ado, I launch you into the IT Expertise, building and configuring a business switch network. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.